No.
Okay.
Oh, I edit like
That's
crazy.
that's what I was most nervous
No,
about.
my edit button is my best friend right now, for sure. No, it's, yeah, because like you were mentioning before, like when I do this on my own, I make so many mistakes. It's wild how many I make. It's actually really sad.
A better life, better vision, what you wanting? Let's make it happen. Time to choose the better story. Come on. Choose the better story. Hey, choose the better story. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Choose the Better Story podcast. I'm Ryan Wright, and I'm your host. This is a podcast about vision, mindset, performance, and purpose. And I am really glad that I have one of my longtime buddies joining me in the studio. John Taylor is joining us on the podcast today. Very glad to have you today.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you, Ryan.
This is going to be a lot of fun. I know you probably do podcast episodes every week, right?
This is my first one this week. First one this week for sure. We'll see if we get any more calls
All right,
on that.
Let's have some fun. So just so people get an understanding, so longtime Paradise resident.
Yes, sir.
Married to your wife, Kim, 22 years. Is that right?
22 years.
And you got two teenagers.
Two teenagers. Yep, one in college and one in high school.
Yes, we're going to get to hearing some of your stories, specifically some of your teenage years. And we're going to talk about how that's ironic that now you're a father of two teenagers.
Oh, Lord, help us.
Yeah, so, I mean, just for the fun of it, tell us a little bit about your upbringing, like maybe a little bit about your family, the kind of family you grew up in, and maybe describe yourself as a kid and a teenager.
Okay. Yeah, so I was born in Reedley, California, a little tiny town near Fresno. And then my dad, both my folks were youth pastors, and they were pastoring in Huntington Beach. So we moved there for a couple of years. Then King City after that, which we went there. He was the youth pastor and then became the senior pastor. And 8 years later, he took the church in Paradise. So pretty much all my younger years grew up in Paradise. Elementary school, junior high, and high school was all through Paradise.
So
PHS,
most of the
go
things
PHS.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, so most of your memories are from Paradise. Like when you think back on your childhood, it's Paradise. Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of things were you into when you were a teenager in Paradise?
A lot of the same junk I'm still into, actually. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, which is what?
We did some fishing, rode motorcycles, got into some trouble, which I still happens now, but not as severe, hopefully.
Okay.
But yeah, I stopped breaking windows with BB guns and stuff, so that's good.
Yeah, so your parents were in ministry. You were obviously part of the church, whether you wanted to be or not. When you think back to like your teenage years, were there any inconsistencies with your personal faith and then how you lived your life? And if so, what did that look like?
Yes. Yes, there was. Yeah, I was at 10 years old, I started playing on the worship team at our church, playing drums. And then that's been actually a common thing that I've done on and off, including now. I still play drums. But yeah, so on Sundays, I would be on the stage and part of the worship team. On Mondays at football practice, you probably didn't even know that I was a Christian.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there was getting into some stuff I probably shouldn't have got into. I had girlfriends that I had no business being with. Yeah, I had a mouth on me. I could make a sailor blush. So
Okay.
Yeah, so inconsistencies is probably putting it lightly.
Now let's talk about like after high school, post high school life. Did those inconsistencies stick with you?
Yes, I was still inconsistent, but it became more intentional. I saw a lot of stuff that the church did to family and friends, and there was a time actually I thought I was going to be a pastor. Then watching how people treated people, I was like, I really don't want any part of this.
You got to see the ugly side, the underbelly of church. Is that the right way to say it? You got to see, yeah, and you get a clear picture of that, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah,
that really is like, it really is full of messed up people.
Yeah, it's just still people. I mean, and we're all messed up and all on a different journey, but people can just be jerks a lot of times. And it doesn't matter if they're a Christian or not. It's hard when you know that they profess one thing on a Sunday and, and live a different life. And that was just, I don't know, my folks were awesome. I don't know anyone as steadfast as my dad with his walk. Looked up to my whole life. But I also have a hard time being such a kind-hearted person.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, he's super, super kind, and he puts everyone else first. Unfortunately, that selfish.
You didn't get that gene?
Man,
At least
no.
not all the time?
No, not all the time.
Okay.
And that's, you talk about inconsistencies. That's one of those things, like, to this day I struggle. And it's one of those things where, man, always trying to, put others first is, that's difficult for me.
Yeah. Was there a time or a season where you're like, something happened in my life that was a turning point for you? And if so, what did that look like?
There was quite a few little small things that God kept drawing me back to him. But I would say the one that really got me was at 21, 22, I was working labor's union, doing fiber optic work, working all over the state, and made really good money for a young guy with zero responsibilities. And
sometimes that could be a recipe for
that
disaster.
was not the best thing. And a lot of these guys, they lived to go to bars and clubs, and that was it, and got pulled into that.
Yeah.
And one night we stayed out pretty late, closed everything down, and we actually kept the party going at our hotel room. Next morning, I was up at 6 on my way to work, still drunk. Yeah. And I went off a 50-foot embankment in my little pickup truck into a grove of eucalyptus trees.
Would you just fall asleep or something? Or
I passed out.
Okay.
Like full on, just passed out.
Okay.
And I was still that drunk.
Yeah.
And
wow.
The first tree I hit snapped the eucalyptus tree. I mean, big trunk on it, snapped it off 15 feet in the air. That was the first one. And that one woke me back up for a moment because the airbag went off, which those things only work one time, by the way. So the second tree that I hit, it didn't work as good, and my head went through the windshield. It was a Mazda. It was a brand new little Mazda pickup, standard cab. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not the most petite of fellas.
Okay.
And so needless to say, that wreck was pretty bad. Luckily for me, mostly walked away. I mean, I was beat up pretty good, but
yeah.
I didn't die.
And you could have.
I probably should have.
Yeah.
And the next day when we went to the rental yard to go pick up whatever I could find that was mine still left in the cab, Ryan understands this. But back in the day when we in our generation listened to music as it was intended by listening to an album at a time.
You know it.
Yeah.
You know it.
We would carry around these CD cases, and you never had enough slots for how many CDs you have.
Yeah, if you're younger listening to this, Google CD and you're going to understand what we're talking about. It's an ancient way of listening to music in the very best way possible.
Yeah, it's like a record, but a little bit newer. Yeah, yeah. You guys are familiar with records again, I hear. I don't know. But yeah, and so I had my music collection all in these slots, and I would have Christian music and secular music all intermixed, and a lot of times they were in the same slot because I didn't have enough slots.
Of course, you never did.
No.
Yes,
and
that was the goal, is to actually exceed the amount of slot space.
Yeah, because you always need. I got to step up to the bigger one or another one, And even though I was in a little Mazda pickup, it was half CDs in there. Right, but in this stupid case, though, I opened it up, and every single secular CD was smashed completely, like multiple. Each one was multiple pieces,
just destroyed.
In the same slot would be some Christian artist, and their music was unscratched, like perfect. That was definitely God got a hold of me. I've always been into music. Went to a lot of concerts when I was younger, and so it was like he spoke my language. Okay. And so like he got a hold of me, and like, all right. And it was at that moment that I decided that, like, stuff's got to change. My life's got to change. Yeah. I knew better. I was definitely running, trying to have my own little fun, but it was time to come back,
Well, I'm glad you survived. Yes.
So am I.
Because, man, one of the things I love about John's just one of those guys I love just hanging out with. He's just a fun guy to be around. And thank God he spared you from an awful accident.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. I walked away.
So when you were younger, what did you dream of being when you became older?
Well, I'll tell you, it wasn't working at the landfill. There was two things as a younger man, so I guess I kind of did hit. One was law enforcement. I always respected those guys. I'm really glad that I didn't go into that because that's a hard row, especially these days.
Yeah.
I have nothing but respect for those dudes.
Yeah, me neither. And it is sad that we live in a time where the people that are protecting and serving are also on the negative side of media. It drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Like these people they're putting their uniform on and they're kissing their wife goodbye and hopefully coming home,
yeah.
right? We just take that for granted.
Yeah.
And the fact that the media portrays them in a negative light. Now, I understand there's bad actors, but there's bad actors in every industry. Yep. But yeah, sorry, this is like a tangent, but it drives me nuts
100%.
how we don't honor those people that are literally protecting and serving us.
Yeah, no, for sure.
All right, so you didn't choose that.
I didn't choose that.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other one was heavy equipment. As a small lad, I always enjoyed playing with Tonka trucks and all the things, and that was how cool would that be to do that in real life with the big ones?
Right.
So I guess in a way I did. I achieved my goal. Thank you for bringing that out. I appreciate it.
Yes. Life goal accomplished. Check. Yeah. So tell us what you do. What do you do for a living? And tell us the good, bad, and the ugly of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of everything. I work for Butte County out at the landfill. Started at the bottom, worked up to where I am now, and who knows where that'll end up in the next few years. But yeah, no, it's been great.
And what do you do? I know you said you wanted to be a heavy equipment operator, but what is the cool part of that? What do you get to do?
Well, it's so these guys, they'll go spend, buco bucks on a boat, right? And then they'll use that boat for 10 years. It'll be something, maybe, and then they sell it and it goes to someone else. And then 3 guys later, nobody gives a rip about this thing and they got to do something with it. And so they'll rip the motor off of it and then bring the rest to us. And then we get to drive through the middle of it.
Oh.
So yeah.
See, that sounds like a dream to me. I'd love that.
That's good times. It's stinky and smelly and all the things, but it is enjoyable actually. Once you get past the smell. But
now, is there, just because I don't want to talk negatively, but I've heard it called a dump before, a landfill. What other words would be used to describe? Those are 2 main ones.
Those are the two main ones that everyone would be familiar with.
Okay, and so when you hear me say the dump, do you hear that as a negative, or does that not bother you at all? Do you prefer landfill? Does it sound more okay?
No,
you don't
I
care.
don't. I don't mind. I know some people want to church it up, and the recycling center or whatever, but it's a big hole in the ground that we just bury stuff. Okay. We do we do as much recycling as we can, but yeah, it's at the end of the day, it's a hole.
Okay,
with trash in it.
My guess is everyone who is listening to this has at least been to the dump or to their local landfill once. But as somebody that actually works there, do you have a couple? You have to have a couple stories, some amazing stories or terrible stories that you can remember from working out. Because sometimes, you'll send me stuff on Snapchat of just things that you see when you're bulldozing, through stuff. But do you have a couple? Because I think that the listening world would need to hear some really funny stories from the landfill.
There's some scary things that happen a lot of times, and for whatever reason, people that as soon as they cross that gate, it's either that's when they crack their cold beer, or they smoke a bowl or do whatever. This is now we can just get high and do whatever.
It's like the Wild West.
Yeah. It's no, people, come on.
It's that's what they pay their entry fee for.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. It's like Disneyland, right? But for druggies. Yeah. And no, I've had people, just totally spun, chasing me with 2x4s and because a guy's just over by himself, completely out of the line, just pulls over and starts Bud, you can't, you got to get in line, with everyone else over there.
He didn't want to wait.
You can't, and then they use choice words and language, but this is a family show. But lots of that. It's really weird how some of Butte County's finest end up, and I'm totally being facetious, end up there.
And sometimes they're all there on the same day.
Man, all together. Yeah, they come. Yeah.
They all show up right around 4:20 in the afternoon.
Exactly. Yeah. We had a guy come in off of the main road there, pulling in a pickup truck loaded with a trailer loaded. And he came speeding through the gate with 3 CHP officers behind him. And we had a high-speed chase
at the dump,
at the landfill. And like halfway around, like he's just driving. And I was actually impressed with this guy's driving. Like, it was pretty good. Yeah. And I'm actually, CHP officers out there, you could do better. Let's just be honest. This guy had a little bit of drugs in his system, and he kept walking away from you guys. Yeah. And I pulled I happened to be in one of our big haul trucks, which is a big, huge 6-wheel dump truck.
Okay.
And I saw this guy coming around, and so I peeled out, and I basically played chicken with him, trying to get him to stop. And no joke, this guy went up and around on this, like, this was not a roadway where he went. Like, I don't even know how he made it. Then I had to throw it back in reverse real quick to let the cops by. And because they weren't going to do that. Yeah, I was very impressed with what he was willing to try. But I guess when he's going to jail.
Yeah.
But so if he can get out of there. But no, that was a fun one. I mean, there's just always weird stuff. People, recycle your lithium batteries, please. Because I hate waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning and get a phone call saying, hey, the landfill's on fire again.
It's on fire.
Yeah. And so, so that is a thing that happens out there more than we would like to have happen. But yeah, so...
what do you, out of curiosity, what do you do when the landfill is on fire?
We have to cut it. We actually have to cut it completely out. And so we'll, like the trash area will be on fire, and we have to get it in a dozer and start cutting it down to a flat area, run water trucks at it and knock it all down, because basically the whole mountain is made out of garbage.
Right. And
as it decomposes, it produces methane gas.
Sure.
So if that catches fire, we're all screwed. So it's like kind of important that we get there and put it out. Yeah, because that whole thing is just chock full of methane gas. And we do have a system in place where we're pulling it out, and we're actually burning it in a generator on the north end of the property that turns it into power. And puts it back on the grid. So solar is not the only way.
Yes, but the sun is free. Come on now.
The sun is free. Yeah.
You've told me, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you've told me like how it affects you in your dreams. Like you'll see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You'll be making a push in the dozer or something, and you look, or the big compactor, the thing with big spiky wheels that packs everything down. You'll look over and you'll see some of these dolls nowadays are very lifelike.
Yes.
And your heart stops, like literally stops. And that is like probably my worst fear. Good.
Well, it sounds like quite an adventure.
It is actually.
So I've personally been at the dump, and I have personally seen how people talk to the workers at the landfill. Mm-hmm. And it's not always in the most positive way. Let's put it that. Is that mildly enough?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And I think like public service announcement for the general public listening to this, let's just like take a step back and look at a little bit of perspective here. Imagine if you were fully responsible for all of your trash all of the time. Think of how much different your world would be.
Yeah.
Think of how much messier your own property would be. Yep. And we really do have a luxury here in the U.S. because I've been to third world countries where that's on you.
Yeah.
You got trash. You got to figure out a way. And people will start fires in their backyard to burn their trash, and then they're burning their house down, and they're burning their neighbor's house down. And so we just take this for granted that literally we just put our trash can at the end of our driveway and someone picks it up.
Magically goes away.
And it magically goes away. Or,
Yeah.
When we have a stockpile of stuff that we have just sworn that we needed, but all of a sudden we don't need anymore.
All our
like
special treasures.
Like the boats, yeah. And we have to make a trip to the dump.
Yeah.
These people are actually doing us quite a service, because just imagine how much our world would be different if we all had to take care of our own crap, right?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be very different. So yeah, these are human beings. This is just an example of, this is just John Taylor. This is one person that works at the landfill, but he's a family guy. He's a husband. He's a father. He does great work. He's trying to take care of everyone's needs. He's trying to take care of your crap, your trash, and he's doing it respectfully. And so, yeah, there could be a line at the dump, especially certain times of the year, spring cleaning time, right? A long line at the landfill. But these are human beings that are like doing a service. And so let's treat them with the respect that they deserve, because it is a luxury.
We would appreciate that. That would be really cool. Yeah. I should say it's not everyone, but it's the ones that get to you. I mean, they turn your whole opinion, and it's probably easy, that 5%, 1%, 2%, whatever it's a very small percentage of people that are actually jerks, but those are the ones you remember, yeah. And so it's
not that you would ever even think about this at all. I'm sure it would never cross your mind. But when somebody just starts lipping off to you and you're in a gigantic bulldozer, I mean, wouldn't it just be kind of fun to just run over at least their vehicle and their trailer while they're yelling at you?
My job is to make things disappear.
And you're fully capable.
Right. No. But yeah, we would never do that. I mean, come on. But
let's turn the corner a little bit. We got a good laugh about what you do for your living. And it really is a great career, and you really are providing value to our community. So thank you for what you're doing. When you hear the phrase, choose the better story, what comes to your mind when you think of choose the better story?
Honestly, it probably goes back to that story I was saying earlier, where I got in that pretty bad accident. That was one of those moments where I could have gone left or could have gone right. And you don't always see that better story right off the get-go, right? And I wasn't married at that point. I wasn't in a relationship with my wife at that point. I didn't have children at that point of my life. The things that have happened that have brought me so much joy in my life, they honestly go back. I could trace it back to that moment, because I was making really bad decisions. Mm-hmm. And when we can lean in on God and let's just be honest, the story that I want to choose a lot of times probably isn't even the better story. I want to choose the easiest way.
Sure.
Most times.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make for the best story.
Right.
We've been brought through some very interesting times. Those times really add up to a much better story than what I would have chose.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit. So obviously, being in Paradise,
mm-hmm.
I mean, we've had a few guests on the show that are from Paradise, yep. and we get to hear a little bit about that. And I talk about that on the regular, but I mean, choosing the better story, obviously the campfire was awful, devastating. Yeah. I mean, you had a wife and kids at mm-hmm. that time, lots of responsibilities. Mm-hmm. Life didn't stop, right? We had to figure it out.
Kept rolling.
What would you say is like, what's been maybe an unexpected good outcome as a result of having to go through the campfire?
I would say that relationships as a whole grew much stronger. My relationship with my wife, I'm just be honest, before that, there was a lot of times I was just calling it in. We were kind of hitting the easy button. I appreciate my family more than I did. And I don't want to make it like I was a jerk or something. Like it just, I took it for granted. Yeah. And so a lot of those situations, there's a couple that I could think, like the fire for sure. We definitely grew our community, really kind of worked together to get through some stuff. My wife was in the hospital and she had a super bad infection that almost took her. Boy, that really will wake you up.
Yeah, real quickly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when she got out, we had 3 months where I was her live-in nurse, and because she couldn't do a lot of stuff for herself. And thank God that he's completely healed her, and recovery is awesome. But that I've never been good with blood and guts and all the things and the things that you just have to do it. You do it, and you're happy to because you're happy to have your wife.
Exactly.
But I mean, there's these moments in our life where we get to make those big leaps in the story.
I mean, you go through the I'm just thinking of the campfire. That does really rally the troops. Mm-hmm. Or it breaks people apart. I mean, plenty of families that like they're just it just exploded.
Yep.
They just didn't know how to handle it. It was just a lot.
Divorce ran rampant.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So, well done for like fighting your way through that and leading. I mean, as a man, a leader of your home, me, a man, a leader of my home. I mean, remember how helpless we felt?
Oh,
it's like, how in the world do you navigate something like this?
No, and just not even equipped. We were not equipped with the proper tools.
Yeah, that wasn't in the marriage manual that I read.
No, that was. I never want to go through that. I'm actually glad that we went through it.
Yeah,
as sick as that sounds, because of how it transformed. Our family.
Exactly.
Man, my kids are so stinking resilient. Are you kidding?
Yeah, right.
Like, what in the world? I was like, we all were a level of broken.
Yeah.
But I think that I was broken.
Yeah.
Like, and it took a while to come back from the darkness, after that one. Yeah. No one wants to see their family overnight be homeless. Mm-hmm. No. And, just fighting for a place for your kids to sleep that night, Yeah.
I'm laughing because that's like the only thing you can do. What do you do?
That's all we had, and and so it was a thing.
When you like replay the past 7 years to be where we're at, and we're like, I'm actually glad that happened.
Yeah.
I'm actually glad that happened in my life. I'm glad it happened to our family, because so much unexpected and so much good came as a result, and we wouldn't be where we were unless something like that like smacked us in the face and we had to deal with it.
And would you have ever in a million years chose that for your story?
No.
You know what I mean?
Of course not.
But it is the better story. Like 100%.
Yeah.
Like, how boring would it be to watch a story for my own life that's like, there's no drama.
Yeah.
There's no like nothing, like just super easy, like, no, that would be the most boring film to watch.
Exactly.
You need that drama to go back and forth, and you need like
something's got to go wrong.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it has to. Mm-hmm. And it's not like what goes wrong, because we're all gonna have stuff that goes wrong.
Yeah,
but it's how and who we lean on to get through.
Sure.
That.
Yep. Well said. So last question, John, and thanks for being here. If you could be known for just one thing, what would that one thing be, and why would that be so important to you?
I would say because it's been so inconsistent in my life, which we all fight with inconsistencies, but I would say a better reflection of Christ. One, an amazing husband. Also inconsistent through the years. Last 22 years, I haven't been super consistent with that. And as a father, man, if I could just go back and be a better father to my younger children, man, there's nothing I wouldn't do for those kids,
right?
But those were the three: follower Christ,
okay,
good husband, good father.
Perfect. Yeah, and obviously you can't. I mean, that's the one sad thing about life is you can't go back, right? You can't go back and be the dad 10 years ago, but you can absolutely be the dad you want to be today. Yeah. That's the beauty of life, right? Like when choose a better story, it's not like choose a better story 20 years ago. It's like, no, choose a better story today.
Now.
What could you do right now?
This now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I always want to make sure that, again, thanks for taking your time today. I know you could be bulldozing some stuff today, and you just chose to spend some time
in the
studio. Okay. Yeah. I know. I love America, right?
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah. So I always want to make sure I spend some time just encouraging the people that I spend time with. I'm not asking your permission. I'm just going to do that. So one of the things that I really appreciate about you. One is you love fishing, and you've taken me fishing multiple times. That we've had some really fun memories together. We caught a bird on accident.
No, you caught a bird. You caught a bird.
And we'll not tell more stories about that. But yeah, I hooked into a bird one time.
It survived.
Yeah, survived. We've caught a lot of fish together.
Lots of fish.
But I also know, like several years ago when I was a youth pastor, I encouraged you and Kim to take a really bold leap and get plugged into the youth department.
Yep.
And as I think about that time, it's such a fun season,
honestly,
in life. Just like the staff was just incredible. But I remember how often you would send me pictures of guys that were in your small group that were at your house. And that if that
whether
doesn't,
I was there or not, I mean, that was like we'd show up. You're like,
and they're already inside.
we'd have gone to a movie, and it's like 9:00 at night. And it's like, hey, there's 10 guys on my porch. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that just that speaks to the type of person that you are. People just want to be around John Taylor. And I remember when you sent me those pictures, I'm like, that is so cool that these high school students could be anywhere else.
Yeah.
They could be messing around. They could be knuckleheads just like you and I were when we were in high school, but they're choosing to be around someone that is like actually pouring into them and wanting them to be better men. And that to me, that spoke a lot. Aside from that, you went through the campfire. I went through the campfire. We've kind of watched each other like survive. And I'm just proud. I'm proud of the way that, it hasn't been easy.
Could we say thrive?
Yeah, thrive. Yes, you've
Honestly.
survived and you're now thriving. Yeah, which is
Yeah.
awesome. So well done for that. As a friend, I'm just proud to see you've navigated that. I'm glad that you're into the hobbies that you're into, because I get to kind of see you online. I didn't hear about you laying on Highway 99 though. You got to be careful on the motorcycle, bro. You kidding me?
Yeah. You got to watch those patches of gravel. Yeah. Oh, I was turning on to 99 from Neil there and hit a good patch. Yeah. Hit the ground.
And then you're just laying there on the ground.
Dang it. Yeah.
Oh, I gotta love making memories. Well,
Yeah.
Hey, if there's something that you glean from today, it's this. Hey, make sure that you don't take people for granted, even if it's the people that are working at your local landfill, because they are real people with real families, and they're doing real solid work out there. John, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah.
Hey, I hope you have a great week. Don't forget to dust off your cape today. Go out and choose a better story, because the hero in you needs to take action. So go make it happen today.
A better life, better vision, what you wanting? Let's make it happen. Time to choose the better story. Come on. Choose the better story. Choose the better story. Yeah.